No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. Please join me on your feet and help me sing this song this morning. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Ready? Here we go.
Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet.
You're on your feet.
See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Ooh, loving that energy. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Renaissance. Those of you who are here, as well as those who are with us online. What a beautiful day here, isn't it? I'm loving this weather. Today is such a special Sunday. So many great things are happening here today. We have New Member Sunday. We have the amazing Christy Lene here to perform in our service, as well as a concert this afternoon. And a wonderful soup lunch, homemade soup after the service today. Just so many things to look forward to, and here we are. Celebration of us today. Well, Unity is positive, practical, progressive Christianity. We follow the teachings and the example of our way shower, Jesus, in seeking to more fully love ourselves, love God, and love one another. From that beautiful consciousness of love here at Unity, we honor all paths to God, all names for God, and all expressions of God. And each and every one of you beautiful souls, and each and every one of you watching online, is an expression of God. You know, when we truly know that about ourselves, we learn how to connect with that divine essence within us, and we behold it in one another. That light just grows and grows, and it shines out ever more brightly to light up the world. Our vision at Unity Renaissance is, together, a spiritually awakened world living in peace, love, and joy. And we are manifesting that vision through our mission, which is, say it like you mean it, together, we transform lives that transform the world. Bravo, bravo. Let's begin our time of transformation this morning in prayer. I invite you to get comfortable in your seat. Take a big, deep breath in, releasing into the unfoldment of this new day. Feel how right and perfect it is for you to be a part of this service this morning. You got that divine nudge that told you to be here, and your heart said yes. Sweet Spirit, we are so grateful to be in community this morning as we celebrate diversity, as we celebrate music, as we celebrate love in one another. Truly, we are so bountifully blessed. This is a day to really appreciate that, to feel it in our hearts, to exude it in our spirits. And for these many blessings, we are so grateful. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
Well, you know what to do. It's time for our second song. Okay, I'm in the right place. 2, 3, 4.
I'm sure you all know this one. Feel free to join me.
One more time.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
And now from that great spirit of welcome within you, I invite you to join me in our divinity salute as we turn to greet our neighbor with a bow. Together, the divine in me greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God.
Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
I hope you feel welcome.
Good morning, Unity Renaissance. How are you? We're at the right place at the right time. And there are a few people who might be showing up an hour late. Just saying. I'm Gail Boynton, your platform host for today, and I'm really thrilled to be here. This is a great Sunday to be here. Our word for today, the daily word, is balance. Please join me in the affirmation. Together, I honor life's shifting rhythms. Sometimes trying to balance my schedule, meet my obligations, and even find time for things I enjoy can leave me scrambling to figure out how to fit it all in. Today, I take my cue from nature and notice the rhythm of the seasons and the tides, the cycles of growth, and the order that underlies all things. I appreciate how seamlessly the natural world balances itself and restores itself to harmony. This gift of harmony and balance lives in me and in you. I honor myself when I flow with it instead of forcing my will upon it. I listen to my body's many signals. I rest when I'm tired. I eat when I'm hungry, and socialize and seek solitude as I need to. As I care for myself, I find balance. Our scripture verse is from Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 15. For there is nothing better for people under the sun than to eat and drink and enjoy themselves. Prayer support today, we have a number of options, as I'm sure you know by now. You can fill out the prayer request card that's just outside the chapel, which is out this door past the bookstore. You can submit a prayer request online at our website, which is unityrenaissance.org. Call the Unity Ministry, the prayer ministry, Silent Unity, anytime, day or night. I used to have the other number memorized. Now it's 816-969-2000. And if you're here, we have prayer chaplains to pray with you in the chapel. Would you say, please stand? Right after the service, you're welcome to join them and have your prayer needs taken care of. And now please rise and join us for the Lord's Song.
Holy Creator, we praise your name, your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our needs, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness light our way. Lead us away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. Kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Holy Creator,
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
for all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Amen. Amen. Please be seated.
going to introduce our next guest because very excited to have her here. And I know you know who Christy Lene is already, don't you? This lady has had a very fine, you can come on up and get her. She's had a darn good last 5 years. I'm going to tell you about it. In 2017, she took first place at the International Fingerstyle Guitar Championship. In 2019, she was voted Acoustic Guitarist of the Year by England's Music Radar. And in 2020, this young lady standing right here was named one of the best acoustic guitarists in the world right now by Guitar World magazine. That's right, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Then we had a little pandemic thingy going on now, and then here she's back in 2022 with her new highly acclaimed CD called Coming Alive. But before all this, I had met Christy Lene through Empower Music and the Posse Awards back in 2015 when your song, Love Who You Are, was nominated for a Posse Award. A beautiful song. Maybe you'll play it for us at the concert today. And then it was probably 2016 or 2017 since you were here last. So welcome, Christy Lene, back to Unity Renaissance.
It's a pleasure to be here. Well, I want to do a song for you that is written based off of the story of love, and it starts with feeling romantic and playful, moving into the feeling of falling in love, and there's a sparkly moment, and that is intended to be the moment of conception, the big boom, the birth of a child. The rest of the song is a celebration of life. This is a song from Michael Bukash.
Astounding. Astounding. Thank you. So I got all teary listening to that. Thank you. It's beautiful. All right, composure. One of the things I cherish most about Unity Renaissance is our diversity. Diversity not only in terms of race, but also in terms of age, sexual orientation, gender identity, nationality, religious background, political affiliation, and more. Diversity makes this a resplendent community. One that approaches, in my mind, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s idea of the beloved community, and that outpictures Jesus' ethic of inclusion. On Sundays, as I look out at you, I am so inspired because I believe that if we can live in love and harmony here, we can do it in the larger world. And yet, living in diversity isn't necessarily easy. It requires us to stretch. It challenges us. It requires that we be willing to let go of preconceived notions and sometimes even face the hard truths about ourselves. Dr. King famously said that 11 a.m. Sunday is the most segregated hour in America. I think that might be because people are generally more comfortable worshiping with people who are like them, rather than taking on the possible discomfort of being with people whose lives and cultures and backgrounds are different from their own. Because let's face it, when you step into a more diverse environment, you are often leaving your comfort zone, right? And you may feel a little awkward at first. You may be a little unsure what to say or do. You may have some fear about offending someone or be braced in case someone offends you. And so it's understandable why people might tend to want to sort of flock together on Sunday mornings. I'm profoundly grateful that that is not the case here. A while back, one of our Black members said to me, confided to me, this is a dear friend, confided to me that it would be far easier for that person to go to an all-Black church. And I understand that. Although my immediate reaction was, no, don't leave. But I understand that it's a different experience here, and I just want to say that this level of diversity is new to Unity Renaissance. We are still evolving. We have more to learn, but there is a lot of love here. And so to me, learning to live in diversity is kind of like a dance, right? Just like when you're a little shy at first, you're meeting someone who has a different background than you, and you take a few steps forward, and then maybe you step back a little bit. You move together this way, you move together that way, and then it starts to get easier. And then it begins to flow. And then it feels like joy. And it feels glorious. Nevertheless, inevitably, there are missteps along the way. I have certainly made my share of mine. Saying or doing the wrong thing, being unaware, putting my foot in it. I may even misstep today, who knows? But the important thing is that when that happens, to not give up on the dance altogether, but rather to make amends, to apologize as needed, and to commit to doing better, but to keep going. Because ultimately, our ability to live in diversity will depend on how well we can learn to see and know and appreciate each other as individual human beings, not looking at each other as members of a group that we have preconceived notions about or have assigned characteristics to. Learning to live in diversity in this way means being willing, or actually refusing, to categorize people as a they, and instead discover and celebrate them as you. So 2 weeks ago, I had the great joy of participating in our unjudged experiment. How many of you had that experience as well? That experiment was about giving us who are participating the opportunity to have one-on-one conversations with people whose backgrounds, whose life experiences are different from our own, one-on-one for about 45 minutes. Well, the first conversation I had was with a woman who had grown up in the Jim Crow South. She was the daughter of a prominent black businessman and minister who rose to success against all odds and in incredible ways uplifted his family as well as his community. And as she was telling me about her father and her upbringing, she said that at that time everything was segregated. And she shared how when she was 9 years old, the Ku Klux Klan burned a cross down the street in her neighborhood. Well, that took my breath away, imagining that scene, imagining that little girl viewing that scene. And so I asked her, what was that like for you? And she said it was very frightening. And then I asked, did it make you hate white people? And she said, no. She said, I was never taught to hate white people. I was just taught that that's the way things were. And then she added that her father had known many of the men who were wearing the white hoods, that he did business with them, that he knew their families. Well, later I reflected on that, and I was struck by the fact that the Ku Klux Klan was relating to black people as a group, as a monolith, if you will, with their notions, their prejudices about them. But she and her family were relating to white people as individuals. And that is the key difference. To be able to get close to people, to know them as another human being like you who has their wants and desires and their strengths and their weaknesses and their dreams, and to make that kind of heart connection. You see, overcoming racism and any kind of prejudice really depends on that. Being willing to get to know people as individuals and open our hearts, rather than relating to them as groups. You know, Jesus knew this, and he taught it. It's often overlooked, but in Jesus' ministry, he very pointedly attacked the so-called purity system that was in place in Jewish society. The purity system basically said, these folks are considered acceptable, and these are not. And when he told the parable of the Good Samaritan, it was just such a powerful additional theme to that people overlook, because he made the Samaritan, who was the most denigrated and sort of despised person in Jewish class society at that time, he made him the hero. He lifted him up. And he said, be careful who you say is righteous and who is not righteous. And as we well know, Jesus also broke bread with the outcasts, right? He championed the oppressed. He empowered women, all to let us know that every single person is an expression of God. Every single person is worthy of love and dignity and respect. And he called us to be able to see one another in just that way. To be able to know that despite any superficial differences at the heart, we're all the same. You know, that is probably no more important on any front right now than it is on matters of race. And so recently I read this book. Some of you may have read it. It's called How to Be an Anti-Racist. Anybody read it? By Ibram X. Kendi. And an anti-racist, as he defines it, is in part someone who embraces racial equality rather than racial hierarchy. I like that. So I bought this book, and when I bought it, I thought, well, this is probably sort of a, from the title, kind of a manifesto about activism, how to, I'm picturing picket signs and protests and getting out there and that kind of thing. And I thought it's probably geared toward white people to help us recognize our blind spots, to help us grow in understanding, correct our mistaken beliefs and behaviors. But actually, as I read the book, it became clear that it's for all of us. So Kendi talks about in the book, he's an African American. He begins by recognizing his own racism at various times in his life against other blacks, particularly if he felt they were, quote unquote, letting the race down, and also against whites. He said, I used to be racist most of the time. I am changing. He notes that we all face, quote, the basic struggle to be fully human and to see that others are fully human. In that endeavor, we must resist the urge to label ourselves or others as good or bad, to vilify people, these are my words, as racist or herald them as anti-racist. These labels, he says, are not fixed identities. We can be a racist one minute and an anti-racist the next. I found that rather liberating and revelatory. It said to me that we're all works in progress, and we're all in this together. The important thing is to keep learning, to keep growing, to do our part to make a difference. In today's world, there are two fronts on which our progress is desperately needed, not just on race, but on all the issues that divide us. And first is on the policy front. We must address the ideas and policies that harm specific groups of people, that perpetuate inequities, restrict rights, and inflict suffering. Friends, the best way to do that right now is to vote. And I encourage you to do so this week and to tell others to do the same. Tuesday's election is critical. I share the view that the future of our democracy depends on it, so please, please, please vote. And the second area where progress is needed is on the personal front. We must each open our minds and shift our consciousness. And I know no better way to do that than by getting to know people whose lives and backgrounds are different than our own. That was the premise of the Unjudged Experiment. I gotta tell you guys, that's one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced. Really an incredible, sort of a life-changing day. And the person that I spoke with in my second conversation expressed this beautifully. She's someone with a severe physical disability who is also brilliant, funny, and wise. She actually said she wants to be a comic, not a stand-up comic, but a sit-down comic. And her first words to me were, disability is an innovative, creative part of diversity in the community. She sees her disability as a strength, for it has spurred in her tremendous creativity and growth. But she knows that people are often afraid to interact with her. They're afraid of saying the wrong thing. So they'll lean over and they'll ask her something like, can you talk back? Sometimes they think she can't hear. I asked her if that is frustrating or hurtful. And she said, and her answer was golden, no. She wasn't hurt, she said. I feel they've never had the opportunity to interact with someone like me. So I'm glad to give them that chance. It just takes one person for their minds to be opened. It just takes one person for their minds to be opened. Well, that's what the participants experienced in the unjudged experiment, having their minds opened by one person, by one conversation. It'll come around again. You'll get another chance. But I have to show this wonderful video created by David Kennedy and Charlie O'Dowd that captures the impact of this program on those who shared their life experiences and those who listened.
The Unjudged Experiment. So we came together with Margaret Jenkins with this idea of sharing with each other within our community.
The Unjudged Experiment is about connecting with people whose racial and cultural differences they share with us, and we get to see life through their lens and get a better understanding of what it's like to walk a mile in their shoes.
When you're sitting across from somebody who is open and showing you that they care about what you have to say, you feel absolutely wonderful after you're done.
It's a lot that you can learn, and it's a lot that we can learn from you.
I am going to go home and think about this day and how different everybody is and how wonderful we all are.
The presenters were so honest and brave, sharing what they experienced in their lives, and it just made me feel honored that they opened up like that to me.
And all you have to do is open up and share with people, and you find us that we're more alike than we are different.
I learned that everybody is a person as sensitive and as fearful as I am.
What I needed from this, I received. And thank you very much.
And how it was very therapeutic to purge all of these things from an earlier time in life.
In actuality, it was healing for me and allowing what I call, like in one of my poems, the shit becomes fertilizer. This is what this has done today.
It made me feel very grateful to be a part of this church and this loving and supportive community.
I was glad that I was afforded this opportunity to seek and explore in a safe environment and just be less judgmental and more open and more accepting.
Today I learned a lot more about myself. It's kind of helped me realize why I am who I am.
Even though we think we're different, our experiences are basically one and the same.
Thank you.
Thank you for the experience.
Thank you.
I couldn't be happier to be part of that community. Thank you.
Just to get a chance to know one another, one-on-one, and to open our hearts and minds to be receptive to who they are, and to recognize that we're all one. We are one.
That really touches me, doesn't it? This is us. This is us. It's a beautiful thing. So I want to thank the steering team of the Unjudged Experiment, Donna Shannon, Margaret Jenkins, Charlie O'Dowd, and Shafiq Amin for bringing that to us. And my message to you today is to keep this dance of diversity going. Keep this going. Make it bigger, make it better, make it deeper and more meaningful. Find ways to open your own heart and mind and make a difference. Get out there and vote this week. And then on the personal level, keep educating yourself, keep making these connections, keep seeing the world through other people's eyes and walking in their shoes. You know, we have such a glorious opportunity here to do that. So today, maybe today is the day at lunch you sit down next to somebody that you don't know, who has a different background than you, and you begin a conversation and you open a new door. Maybe you start getting more involved at Unity Renaissance, volunteering with others, taking classes with others, having discussions with people, and making new friends. Listen, I believe in you. I believe in us. There's something much bigger than us at work here. You know this. It's love. It's the power of love. It's the power of divine love. And through that love, it's through that love that we transform ourselves. And in every important way, we transform the world. Thank you, and God bless you. Let's move to our meditation. Thank you. Thanks. Can count on you for that, Alice. Thank you. Let's turn now to our meditation. I invite you to close your eyes, get comfortable in your seat, and release and let go. And really, really let go. Just feel this grace of God upon you in this moment, this beautiful spirit of energy in you, this great love that you are. Breathe into the gift that you are in this world. One flower, one blossom in this beautiful bouquet we call Unity Renaissance. Take a moment to breathe in and as you let go, appreciate the ways in which you have grown in this environment, the ways you have expanded your perspective. Maybe you felt another's pain. You've exulted in their triumph. Ways in which you've linked arms with others to make a difference. What a beautiful, sweet, precious journey. Breathe into this glorious diversity of humanity, here for us to celebrate and enjoy. And take a few moments now in the silence to open yourself to what ways in which you are ready to expand and to grow. Thank you, sweet Spirit, for the exquisite honor and privilege of sharing our spiritual journey with one another, shifting our consciousness, rising in awareness, doing our part to make this a more unified and loving world. We're so grateful. We're so grateful for God, for this place, and most of all, for each other. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love.
Thank you for the harmony. Now's the time in our service for the sharing of our love offering in support of this community. I invite you to give from a generous place within you. We're in our last quarter of the year. Let's make it a strong one. Give knowing that everything you give makes a difference here in ways you can't even imagine, the ways in which we're able to support others, show up for them, teach, inspire, and learn. And with that, there are many different ways to give to Unity Renaissance. You can certainly give online. Those of you in the room, if you prefer to give via cash or check, there's a love offering basket in the back. Easiest way to give these days is to text the word give and thereafter the amount you wish to donate to
540-418-1228. Text now.
With that, I invite you to hold your gift in your hand and let's bless it with our offertory blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful.
Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. Back in good measure, it's given back to you.
So, folks, Christy's only playing 2 songs for the service, and I know you're going to want to hear more. So be sure to have some lunch and come back at 1:30 for a fabulous time, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Fabulous time. Are you having a good time? I'm sorry I moved all your stuff. We had to get the mic stands out of the shot.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, working through my tears. That was so beautiful. I'm like, oh, I gotta sing now. Ooh, all right.
After church. Just follow the scent of wafting scent of beautifully made soups out there.
That was really beautiful. Thank you. I want to do a song for you that is the title track of my new album, Coming Alive. I have them out front. And this is the song about getting back out into the world again after the pandemic. I wrote it in a log cabin in July 2020 when I wondered when things would become normal again and when I might be able to look into the eyes of other human beings on a regular basis again. And here we are, so it's really special to do that and connect with each other. And here's a song about that. It's called Coming Alive. I've got a feeling deep inside I'm coming alive. Deep in this body of water there's a tide taking me on a ride. I'm coming alive. Coming alive, I'm on a journey. I've set my sights out to the open road. This is survival out in the wild. My greatest teacher, she lives inside. Coming alive out to the sunsets. Maybe I'll find love. Can't stop dreaming, it's so close that I can touch. Holding my heart here, steady my speed. There is a tide taking over me. Feel the light coming down from the moon. Shine on, I'm ready to move. Got a feeling deep inside. I'm coming alive to the ocean of endless streams. Rise up, new possibilities, keeping hope in my eyes. I'm coming alive, coming alive. I won't live in fear. I am a dreamer, following the leader. She lives inside. I'm seeing clearly through all this haze, ready to go to the open road. Out to the sunsets, I'm wild and I'm free. There is a tide taking over me. Feel the light coming down from the moon. Shine on, I'm ready to move. Got a feeling deep inside. I'm coming alive to the ocean of endless streams. Rise up, new possibilities, keeping hope in my eyes. I'm coming alive. I'm coming alive. I'm coming alive. Feel the light coming down from the moon. Shine on, I'm ready to move. Got a feeling deep inside. I'm coming alive. Feel the light coming alive. Shine on, I feel it deep inside. In the ocean of my life, I'm gonna be alright. Feel the light coming alive. Shine on, I feel it deep inside. In the ocean of my life, I'm coming alive. Coming alive.
Thank you. Oh man, I just think she's incredible. Just incredible. It like fills your whole body, doesn't it? It's amazing. So glad you're here. In and out in a little bit, no, hour and a half. Well, today we have a new member ceremony, which is always fabulous. So today we are delighted to honor and celebrate 5 individuals who are becoming members of Unity Renaissance, 4 of them in person, 1 remote. And you may be wondering what it means to become a member of Unity Renaissance. As Richard sang in the announcements a few weeks ago, gives you many wonderful perks, including the right to vote on important issues involving the community at community forums and other special voting events, including the annual meeting and the Board of Trustee elections. Members vote on major church expenditures. You also get a 10% discount in our bookstore. And you're qualified to serve on certain teams and committees, such as the prayer chaplains, the finance committee, and a few others. And while, you know, that's wonderful, those are great enticements and important responsibilities for members, what I think is most important about this day and becoming a member is that you're really making a public statement that this is my spiritual home, that this is the place that most resonates with my heart, where I feel most aligned, and that helps me feel close to God. And so it's a very sweet day. It's a very important day in the lives of those who are making this commitment. And so I'm going to invite our new members to come up one at a time as I share their names, and that will help you be able to put a face with the name. So first up is Sharon Franklin. Please come step right up here if you would. Perfect. David Morton. And Misty Morton. And Jackie Mowry. Just come stand right in order as I called you. No, you're good right here. You're going to be David.
Okay, one order.
Here. Yes, and Jackie, if you would just join on the other side of Misty there. And then joining us remotely is Susan White. And click on there. There she is, as if she's up here with us. And so I would now like our new members to take the following pledge. As a member of Unity Renaissance, will you live in accord with the universal principles of love and truth as exemplified by our way-shower, Jesus Christ, and further the work of Unity Renaissance with your active interest, love, and support? Will you commit to being an active and positive presence here, to accepting both yourself and others in an unconditional way, and to seeing all people as unique manifestations of the one source, God the Good? Will you do what you can to support yourself and others in finding greater peace and harmony within themselves, and join with them to create greater peace and harmony in the world? If so, say, I will. I will. And now I invite all of you to join me in taking this pledge to our new members. Will you, Unity Renaissance, support these new members of our spiritual family as they continue their spiritual growth, celebrating and honoring them as unique expressions of the one power and one presence? Will you help them to realize their oneness with God each moment of each day and support them in finding greater levels of peace and harmony within themselves, while joining with them to create greater peace and harmony in the world? If so, say, I will. I will. Great. To all of our new members, and Susan, we'll have to give these to you when we're not sure where to point, when you're with us next. She lives up there, I think, in Maryland. But it is our joy to bestow upon you two symbols of membership: a white rose to represent your spiritual awakening, and a membership name tag that makes it clear that Unity Renaissance is your spiritual home, and we will give those to you now. If you could come this way, and then Hazel Gaines, one of our non-voting members, start at that end, if you would. Oh, you're going to help me, David? Oh, thanks so much. Beautiful. It's a little heavy. A little traveling music, Richard. Congratulations, Sharon. Peace be with you. Glad you joined. Oh, did I knock your hat off? I'm so sorry. I got a little exuberant. Congratulations, David. Peace be with you. Come on down. Thanks. Congratulations, Missy. Peace be with you. Jackie. Sue, get a good one for you here. Congratulations. Oh, peace be with you. Welcome. And welcome to you, Susan, who is watching today. Let's stand together now and give our new members our Christ blessing. Together, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Yay! And you may be seated. Thank you so much. I look forward to our lunch after the service today. All right. Now is the time in our service when we welcome those who are new to Unity Renaissance. If you are here today for the first, second, or third time, we invite you to raise your hand nice and high, holding up the appropriate number of fingers: 1 for your first visit, 2 for your second, 3 for your third. We have a third timer back there in the back. So welcome. Glad you keep coming back. You know the drill already. Thank you for joining us. Glad you're here. We have a special announcement now from our board treasurer, one of our board treasurers, Tony Porton. Just stay here. You're good. There.
Good morning, everyone. Wow. Forgive me a little bit. New member day always chokes me up, fills my heart with joy. It's my duty today as a board member, one of your treasurers, to open the floor for nominations for board members this year. It's that time of year again. We've almost made a complete circle around the calendar. And with that, I'll just give you a few of the requirements to become a board member, and then I'll sit down for a while. We'll let the announcements go through, and then we'll come back and see if there are any nominations from the floor. So it gives you time to mull it over a little bit, okay? Let's see, the main ones. You shall have attended a minimum of one board meeting and one finance committee meeting. You have 2 consecutive years of active membership with Unity. And the biggie is that you have a desire to serve your community, your Unity Renaissance family. Thank you.
And get your nominations.
Okay, first of all, I want to say, Christy, you were amazing. I have to, I mean, we all know this, and wait, there's more. At 1:30, she's going to be in concert, and it's like, oh my gosh, in our own home, an award-winning guitarist and singer. I have to tell you, my son introduced me to this fingering acoustic technique back when he was in high school about 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, Don Ross, Andy McKee, there's some other wonderful artists, and I was absolutely mesmerized by watching their hands all over that guitar, that 2 hands and 1 guitar
That's
could
incredible.
make that kind of sound.
Yeah.
And today was additionally inspiring. So I would not miss this for the world. It's $20, but add 5 and stay for lunch. It's Super Sunday. You can get a bowl of soup and some bread and a beverage, and if it's inspiring to your sweet tooth to get something from the baked goods, there's a bake sale as well, and then come in, and I can tell you, just from everything that we've heard today, you will be blown away. Yeah. Absolutely blown away, so stay.
And kudos to our food and fellowship team for putting together the Super Sunday today. They're working their hearts out back there. You got a lot of varieties to choose from. It's going to be great. We're having another Unity Renaissance Poetry Night coming up on November the 18th. That'll be at 7 o'clock in Meyer Hall. Oh my gosh, the last one was just so lovely. We have such talented, including you, Gail, such talented poets in our midst here. You can come and share a poem or 2 that you've written, or if you just have a favorite poem that you'd like to read that somebody else has written, you can do that. It's a great time of fellowship. We have some nice refreshments there. That's on a love offering basis, so you can sign up on the hall wall or the sign up wall if you would like to participate by sharing a poem.
You making cookies again?
I might just do that. That
Just
could
checking.
happen.
Sometimes I need a little more incentive. Food is Medicine workshop is coming up. This is something that Lisbeth Chiriboga and Laurel Brooks put together, and it's really a unique idea. They're going to show a film, Forks Over Knives. I actually have that at home and have not watched it yet because I'm afraid I'll want to be a vegetarian. It'll make it really inconvenient with my husband, I can tell you. So anyway, so you'll get to see that movie. There will be someone from Centera, a nutritionist, to talk about a program that they have that's really been quite successful. And then afterwards, yeah, there's some eating involved, okay? I think they're called Buddha bowls. You're going to assemble this amazing thing together. So I believe it's just $20 a person for all of that. It's coming up on November 19th, 10:30 in the morning until 1:30. So it just really slides right over lunchtime perfectly. And you can learn something really amazing about your own health.
Yeah, very powerful, practical information. Fall is a time of transition. There's certainly transition happening here at Unity Renaissance, and there's always transitions in our lives. We are always going through some kind of transition or another. So I hope you take advantage of this workshop I'm going to offer on November the 16th. It'll be right here in the sanctuary, starting at 6:30 p.m. We'll be keying off of the book, Finding Yourself in Transition by Robert Brummett. It's a brilliant book. It's a wonderful sort of structure. It's a way of thinking about a transition so you can identify the phases of it, and then you know exactly how to help yourself through each one of them. So I'm really looking forward to that. We're asking, I think, $25 for that. You can sign up online or on our sign-up wall.
Have you looked at the amazing art that's
gorgeous.
on the
look at
walls?
that.
I mean, this is stunning stuff. This will be up for about 2 months, like through the end of the year. And this is actually a combination of Robert Hirsch and Donna Twyford's works, and it's called Art is the Highest Form of Hope. So be sure and spend some time and just really connect with this beautiful art.
And all the artwork is for sale. 30% of the proceeds come back to Unity Renaissance. Just want to take a moment to recognize Sandy Steffen, who's the head of our art ministry here and brings this beautiful art to us every 2 months. Thank you, Sandy. I had my first small group meeting last week to talk about my impending retirement, to connect with some congregants. It was so wonderful. It was warm, it was beautiful, it was just the best. So I really hope if this speaks to you that you sign up for one of my upcoming small groups. There are 3 more that still have places available. One is this Wednesday night at 7. Then Thursday, November 17th at 2 o'clock in person, and then the final one, or at least so far as it's scheduled. If I need, if you want more, I'm more than happy to do that. But that last one as it stands is Wednesday, November 30th at 7 p.m. And then coming up in November or next week, I'm talking about all the topics that are near and dear to me. So next week I'm going to talk about the Gospel of the Beloved Companion, the complete Gospel of Mary Magdalene. I just love it so much. I want to really plant that in you before I go. And then on the 20th is Ask the Minister Sunday. So please be thinking of your questions, any questions you have about the Bible, about Unity teachings, about theology, about whatever you might want to ask related even to our community. There's a box out there in the narthex. You can put it in there, or you can email me at revpaula@unityren.org. And then on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we have Tom Baker speaking on that Sunday on the faith of a mustard seed, and that starts our Advent season. So, wow, we're going right into Christmas. That's it for our announcement. What's that?
Before you end, I just wanted to say, I love being up here with you.
Yeah.
And it has been such an honor to be a platform host while you're here.
You're
I think
awesome.
this is the last time that I'm going to be on the platform with you. So
Wow.
I just wanted to thank you.
You make me cry all over again. I just got over the last time. You're awesome. You do great things here. Let's invite Tony up and see if we have any nominations for the board candidates.
Okay, now you know how much I love Unity Renaissance and our family. So with that, I would ask that if you have any nominations you would like to make from the floor, now is the time to do so. I'll also add that if you don't want to be so public, you can still pick up a packet and do it yourself if you would like. So with that, do we have any nominations from the floor? I see no hands. So therefore, nominations are now closed. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's stand now and welcome our children. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Gail.
We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking in the light of light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking in the light of God.
Small group today. I know our Uniteens are off at a retreat and having a fabulous time, and I'm sure we'll hear about it when they come back. And thank you for your love offering. Appreciate you guys for that. So sweet of you. Generous. Who would like to share what you learned today? Oh, you are so ready. Caitlin.
Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts.
Let the peace of Christ, what in your hearts?
Rule in your hearts.
Rule in your hearts. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. That's beautiful. Yes, Amari.
Peace begins with me. I am peaceful.
Aww. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. Yes, Sophia.
I made an angel and I learned about peace.
I made an angel and I learned about peace. That's pretty great. Everybody else good today? All right. Let's stand together now and join in our prayer for protection, followed by our peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Everybody you meet, everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet.